Brad, I would like to start off with this story first. And Rob, if you want to pull up this tweet, Jennifer Sey. So I see this tweet from Tom. Tom puts it up. I take a look at it. And I said, I think we need to read this on the podcast on Business Wednesday. And let's process it together. And let's see how the audience also reacts to this. So Jennifer Sey says, when I became the CMO of Levi's, at about 2 months in, I had some mid-level know-it-all come into my office, tell me everyone hated me. I was steering the ship into oblivion. She told me everyone knew I was doing a terrible job. The brand had been in decline for over 10 years. When I had done in my first 2 months, says no one could go on trips. This is what she said. Say no one could go on trips anymore unless they had to roll out the photo shoot or event. No more boondoggles. So this is like we're just going to hang out and nothing happens. No drinking at events or concerts we were hosting. We were there to work, not party. Says marketing needed to feature actual product in the ads. Say we needed to move away from dark and moody and into the realm of fun because people have fun in jeans. Awful, right? She wanted me to know, she said, she was trying to help. She put her feet on my desk while saying this. Needless to say, this was not a person who was very good at her job. And I wasn't doing mine to be liked, so I didn't care if everybody hated me. I was trying to turn a business around that had been flailing. I took the responsibility seriously. 6 years later, we had a very successful IPO. 2 years after that, I became the brand president. These people complaining about a new leadership are lame. They always do it. They want it how it was, even if how it wasn't working, and it was even lamer. It's lamer that Variety writes about it. She's talking about Barry Weiss. So, Brad, has this ever happened to you where you're in a leadership situation, you come in, you're trying to change things around, and somebody sits there and tells you, Brad, you have no clue what you're doing. This is not the right way to do it. Your team doesn't like you. You got to change. You got to listen to me, Brad. I know what's good for you. How do you handle it if this has ever happened to you before?
Well, I mean, it has happened, most definitely. The way I handled it was to just ultimately get rid of the individual because that's a clear indication that you've got an enemy within the ranks. Especially if they're putting their feet on the desk. Like, that's just straight disrespect. And again, I think if you have confidence in where you're going, you just keep pressing forward. Distractions are inevitable, but I just eliminate the noise.
Immediately. So you're not even giving this person a second chance?
If they were the one that knew everything, they'd be in the seat I'm in.
Okay, fair enough. Tom, where are you at with this?
Well, I agree with that and more. I love the fact that Jennifer Sey went out to say this and to encourage people that are coming into a business to turn it around. And the fact that the business was flailing and not doing well means people weren't doing their jobs. And then this person puts their feet up on my desk to tell me about this and to completely usurp any modicum of respect for what my role is there. That's 3 strikes. You don't leave my office with a job. I would just say, respectfully, this place hasn't been working. You were part of it. I love the fact you're putting your feet up on my desk and you're trying to tell me how to do it. I'm going to save several steps here. You are an at-will employee in this country. And guess what? I am relieving you of the terrible obligation to get up and be to work on time. It stops here. I'm serious. I would conduct a smooth, elegant departure discussion at that moment. Jennifer Sey coming out and talking about this is bold. And Jennifer's a liberal. She's a self-identified liberal, but she's a leader talking about doing the right things of leader. You don't have to agree politically with people to do the right thing and to drive your organization. I think conservative values help. I think adherence to capitalism helps, but you don't have to be all that. Look at what she did. I love this and I applaud it.
By the way, you know what she did?
Bold.
She started a brand called XXXY, okay, which they run. Married, husband, 4 kids, used to be a great gymnast herself in the past, champion, broke her leg, some very difficult videos when you watch it, how she injured herself. Her dream was to go be a gymnast going to the Olympics. But you know what this reminds me of, Tom? Here's what it reminds me of. It reminds me of a few different stories. And that's why I was, when you are building a business, the other day a guy sends me a Minect and he says, hey, my boss is telling me if you think you can do it better, go do it better. But you would do in a better position at the job that you have right now. And if you stick around here long enough, eventually you may have, he's been with the company for 10 years, no equity, no profit sharing, no LTIP, nothing. And he's kind of upset. And he says, what do you think? Do you think I should go start something or stay here? I said, let me tell you how the market works. The market is brutal. The market will tell you who is right and who is wrong. If you want to be right, go prove it. But maybe he's right. Maybe you're right. But someone's going to be right and someone's going to be wrong. Years ago, when I was becoming a broker, I'll give you the exact month. It's December of 2003. I become a broker, and one of my guys that, was one of my best guys, he has a choice to stay with me or he has a choice to go work with somebody else. That was the exchange when he became a broker. His name is James. Good-looking South African guy. Prospect him and his wife at Universal Studios while they were making out in the elevator nonstop. They're kissing, and I'm with my girl at the time. I'm like, they're kissing for 30 seconds where it's getting a little bit uncomfortable. You know, Brad, when somebody does that in front of you, you're like, can you kiss for a second, maybe 3 seconds? 30 seconds macking, right? I said, are you guys okay? I said, what's up with you?
In an elevator.
We just got married tonight. I said, you guys what are you doing at Universal Studios? Well, we just, we kind of did it. We didn't tell the family. I said, okay, I recruit the guy. He's a future commodity broker. He comes in. I'm a greenie getting into the insurance space. And he says to me when I got promoted, Patrick, let's face it. We both know her and I are going to be way more successful than you in this business. We helped you become a broker, but there's no way we want to work with you. We're going to go work with this other lady named Jamie. And I said, okay, listen, it's your choice. I can't do nothing about it. Tom, this is December of 2003. How old am I? I'm 25 years old. I'm looking at this guy telling myself, this mother, I'm just going off of my mind. I said, okay. But there's a part of me in my mind, guess what it's saying? It's saying, maybe he's right. Right? What if he's right? What if this is going to happen? And then guess what happened 3 years later in the market? It was not even a conversation. I don't know where he's at. I think he's in Vegas right now. Sweetheart of a guy. Loved the guy. Was a great guy to hang out around. But Jennifer had to go and prove the fact that I'm the right leader for this company. If she didn't, the other person is right. So good for Jennifer for doing that. Sometimes as a leader, you have to make tough decisions, even though your team may not support it in the short term. But midterm, long term, you're going to earn a lot of moral authority and respect if you end up proving your philosophy's right. That's exactly what she did, and I'm proud of this story. I wanted to share with them. Brad, do you want to add anything to it?
I want to know what happened. What'd she do? Is the person fired?
Oh, she fired him right off the bat.
Perfect.
Yeah, she fired him right off the bat. And obviously she wasn't there longer. Now, she
became president of Levi's.
Yeah, that's pretty big.
Now, question, like to slightly play devil's advocate, where's the line between giving feedback and being, I know there's disrespectful things in there, but you're not saying that you're like just straight up against feedback and pointing out blind spots, right? Let
me give you an example because you're a national security guy with politics.
Right.
Trump gets in, first term. Everybody tells him, listen, this isn't New York. Remember when he first got in?
Yeah.
This ain't New York.
Let us tell
this
you
ain't
how
real
it
estate.
Works.
Here's how we do things. Yeah. And he's sitting there saying, you're part of the problem. You are the establishment. You want me to listen to you? You're out of your flipping mind. And that's the fight with the people that are part of the country club mentality that this is what we do. And I got the car. Don't ruin our lives because we get to take advantage of all this other. He said, no. I'm here. We're changing the rules. And obviously there was a massive disruption. So, but be respectful.
Right.
If somebody wants to give an idea to us, you give me ideas all the time. We sit down, we have conversations. If you're respectful, they'll entertain it. Putting your feet up and saying nobody likes you and all this other stuff, you better be right about what you're talking about. Folks, once a year, we host an event called the Sales Leadership Summit. That event is coming up in the next 2 months. It'll be in South Florida at Trump Doral. And it's for those of you that run a business because sales is king. Most people don't understand the power of developing sales leaders that develop sales people. This video will break down what's happening at SLS, and hopefully those of you guys that are doing $1 million plus, you'll get a chance to get a ticket for yourself. Go ahead, Rob, play the clip. So many years ago, I realized the size of your income, your net worth, your lifestyle is a pure reflection of the size of problems you solve. So for me, going back 20-some years ago, I was a good salesperson. I learned how to sell. I knew if I ran 3-4 appointments a day, I could sell 2, 4, 6, maybe 8 insurance policies on a given day. Then I asked myself, how do I sell 50 in a day? How do I sell 100 in a day? There's no way I can do it by myself. I had to solve a big problem and go from being a salesperson to being a sales leader. By the way, it is very different being a salesperson than being a sales leader. That's a massive problem to try to solve. What happened later on? I went from selling 2 to 3 policies a day personally to eventually we sold 1 million insurance policies with our company, and we sold that company for $250 million. 3 years ago, licensing 60,000 insurance agents. We solved a massive problem, got paid massively. Let me bring it back to you. In America today, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, we have 13.4 million salespeople in America that go out selling every day working for commission. We have 132,000 VP of sales, according to LinkedIn, and we have roughly 8,000 chief sales officers in America. Now, when it comes down to putting the hat on of being a sales leader, it's a very different accountability, tough conversations, challenging, transferring your knowledge on how to get referrals, how to follow up on leads, how to properly follow up where you don't offend the person, the script you use when you DM versus when you email, which is when you make a phone call, how to give better presentations, the types of phone calls to make, the types of contests to run, how to hold them accountable and drive them and not upset them and they still want to come. How do you steer competition? All of this are things companies that solve big problems that become multi-billion-dollar companies do. So once a year, I host a conference called a Sales Leadership Summit. This happens once a year. To attend this, you need to do a minimum of $1 million a year and have 5 salespeople that report to you. If you want to join us at this year's Sales Leadership Summit, that happens end of March, we'll go through a 200-page manual together on how to go through A through Z of being a great sales leader. Click on a link below, fill out the information. One of our representatives from the David Consulting will reach out to you and tell you more about the Sales Leadership Summit. Rob, what is the website to go to this? Do we have it in the link?
We do. It's in the description. It's also in pinned to the chat. But
can you click on a link just to see what it looks like so everybody sees it? So go, if that's you, click on a link. We'll spend 2 days together at Trump Doral, and we go through A through Z, and it's a great place to network with other performers that are also doing well. There you have it. So what's the website called, Rob?
sls.betdavidconsulting.com.
Beautiful. All right, fantastic. If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.